Hello, lovely humans of Earth. Welcome back to my XFM journey. Made with visual stuff from Rusty Dog. Thank you very much. Oh, here he is. Well, the logo anyway. I appreciate it. This is amazing. And I know some people maybe not dig it as much, but I freaking love it this way. And it also helps me stay focused and engaged, which is beautiful. And it gives me context on a lot of stuff which I get lost upon. So don't change a thing. It's awesome. I love it this way. And I know, to me personally, it adds a lot. So, Series 2, Episode 2, August 31st. I kind of liked that with Series 1, me. Well, you guys were there too. But I like that I was on the same week as they were on, like, date-wise. I was a couple days behind or a couple days ahead, I don't remember, but I was, like, there. And for some reason, I liked that. Because they would talk about Christmas coming up, and Christmas was coming up, and they would talk about this, and, I was a little bit better just in context. But we jumped to August 31st. Oh, well, whatevs. It is what it is. Anyway, I don't know. I'm ready. Let's do this. I have nothing to jabber about. Not yet, anyway.
Back to form there. Oasis and Little by Little. This is XFM 104.9.
You're really good at Photoshop! It looks like he's really wearing it. That's amazing. That's adorable. That is so cool. You're really good at that. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, I got distracted already. My bad.
And Little by Little. This is XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. Who are you?
My name's Steve Merchant. Good to see you.
Thanks.
Far away.
With us, the producer in the studio is Carl Pilton, and he'll be doing the buttons.
Yeah, you made a good effort there, but once again, you got bored. Words are your enemy, Rick, and they defeated you once again. Yes, ran out of steam with the sentences.
Every week I think, well, I'm really going to make an effort now. I've chosen some records.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's as far as it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe you should write out what you're going to say at the top of the show. Write that out. Get a nice big crayon.
I like to...
Just the names. Like you would have to write out the names.
To keep a little bit of,
A little bit of something, a little bit of spark, a little bit of liveliness to it. Sure. How are you? Good to see you.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to...
it's great to be out of the house again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just, I was going to say, because we've been doing this for a long time now with a little break, but XFM are bringing new listeners all the time. I've heard 4 or 5 a week.
Really?
Yeah. New listeners tune in to XFM 104.9.
Radio 1, beware.
Yeah, yeah. And we might take it for granted the people that know who we are, know who you are, know who Carl is.
Sure.
Now, if you're a regular, then you know exactly who we are. But for those of you who don't, I'm Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais, a BAFTA award-winning actor and writer.
Steve Merchant, all those.
A friend of yours.
Yeah, yeah. And this is the important thing. Carl Pilkington.
Absolutely.
Our producer. I say producer, he was the bloke who was lumbered with a job. When I said, listen, I used to run the desk in the old days when I was like, I used to press the buttons and run the desk and everything. And now I said, listen, I've been on the telly. I do not press my own buttons. And Carl said, well, I don't really work weekends. And they went, well, you do if you want to keep your job.
Absolutely.
And we were lumbered with him. And then we discovered that he's not just a little dork, a little manky sort of idiot.
Sure,
He's got nice shirt. He's got, you know what I mean? He's got
Yes,
something
he
else.
does.
He's got
another dimension, yeah.
yeah. And he started having a little chat, and we discovered that he had quite a lot to say.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, and I think I was wondering maybe we should maybe play another tune, but after that, I just think we should re-familiarise our radio audience with Carl, and any new listeners, just somehow kind of let them get to know the real Carl again.
Well, if you are new, you'll find that we like some old songs, some new songs, some chit-chat. We get serious sometimes, there's some tears and some laughter. Yeah. We kicked off with Oasis' new one, Little by Little. We're going to go back in time now to Iggy Pop and his Stooges with I'm Bored. Iggy Pop on board on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais.
Steve Merchant here as well.
Yeah, little Carl Pilkington.
Still sounds far away.
To reintroduce or introduce people for the first time to Carl.
Little Carl Pilkington. Ironic.
I think we should have a...
Yeah, maybe sort of a quick Q&A, Carl, and we don't...
That is like... Ooh, this is going to be fun. That is like Alex Horn calling Lil Greg Davis the Taskmaster. Like, excuse me?
Don't need sort of... Yeah, maybe sort of a quick Q&A, Carl, and we don't need sort of lengthy answers from you. We don't need lots of detail. It can be just a couple of sentences.
Just to get
to
a
answer his
flavour of who
question.
you are.
Yeah, so firstly, name obviously Carl Pilkington. Age, Carl?
I'll be 30 next month.
Really?
This month? No, next. Where are we?
I don't think we need to ask any more questions. That's it. Welcome to the world of Carl Pilkington.
I thought it would take 3 or 4
I thought
questions
it was going to be at least
to really
that
explain
was the first question. Absolutely
God.
incredible. But you know, we can't really leave it there because we haven't got enough else to do to fill up the 2 hours. So let's pursue this line of inquiry.
Yeah.
Age? What was the age, Carl? In a couple of months'
When
time?
were you born?
I'll be 72.
Right. What month? What day?
I'm on the cusp.
You're on the cusp of the day.
Well,
23rd of September.
Okay.
Okay.
72.
So anyway, okay, right, good.
and you were talking there about.
Wait. Does that mean he's a Virgo? Like me? Or because I know the cutoffs are like 22, 23-ish when it changes. Not that that means absolutely anything to me. Every Virgo I know in my life is a pain in the ass, including myself. So that it still doesn't mean anything to me. But just, I share a birth month with him. That's something. And I'm also, I'm 30. So I'm just trying to relate, okay? That's it. Just because I can.
Obviously, your star sign, were you on the cusp?
Yeah.
You believe in that, do you?
Nope.
You don't believe in
Same.
star signs?
No, not really.
But you do believe in ghosts, I understand.
No, because the
paranormal.
but the star sign thing, you've got how many different star signs are they?
12, isn't it?
Well,
Right? And then you've got like loads of people.
Yeah. You do the math.
So they're saying that, there's only 12 different sorts of people in the world.
Exactly. That's exactly right. It's made up. It's made up nonsense. It's non-science.
It's pseudoscience.
It's hairy man and
what?
dyed hair woman science.
Yes.
Yeah,
Innit?
exactly.
All right.
Yep. All kinds of fuck you, Ricky. Nuh-uh. Not in my book. No thank you. That was messed up.
Anyway, back to you, Carl. Where were you born?
In Manchester.
Okay. What GCSE results did you get?
I got, was it an E? I got an E
You
in
got an E
history.
in history, and how did you find
discover
out that?
information?
You found out.
Because you thought you couldn't remember what you got. You didn't turn up, and you thought you'd done about 3, one of which wasn't history, and actually,
I knew I did art.
yeah, you didn't. I'm telling you, you didn't because we checked. You did 1. You turned up for history. You did history. You got an E
No,
in
I
history.
definitely did art. I made a little clay man.
Yeah, you got to register for O levels. You don't just do it and then phone up and say, "How was that?" And they go,
I'm
"We
sending
don't."
you a clay man. See what you think. Send me a grade.
Yeah, there's forms to fill out and things like that, Carl.
Anyway,
Yeah, go on.
Who was your closest childhood friend?
Closest. At what age?
Well, when you were young, when you were a
I
kid.
remember this. It's a fella. Is it someone making, isn't it?
Well, he wasn't really a close mate. Darren Buckley was me.
Darren Buckley?
Yeah.
He was my
Tell us
close
briefly
mate.
about Darren. I've forgotten about Darren.
He's the one who, all the girls liked him. He
Did they?
had permed hair. He used to have his hair like a footballer.
Sure.
Okay.
Were you jealous of him?
His dad was a copper.
Wait. Permed hair was actually like coveted in that time? Was it sexy to women? Oh, I can't believe that. Oh God, no. Really? Oh no. What was happening? Oh boy.
You hang around with...
Okay.
Were you jealous of him?
His
Were you
dad was a copper.
Did you hang around with Darren, like, in the hope of getting maybe his kind of cast-offs?
Nah. It's weird with me, and I wasn't that bothered about having loads of mates and that. I sort of...
Sure.
I had lots of mates, but I could do without them.
You had a magpie, didn't you?
You
a
had a
mate?
bird, didn't
I
you?
was happy playing with my magpie.
Yeah. What happened to him?
It flew away.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I wasn't bothered because it was giving me grief towards the end, wasn't it? It was popping me grifter tyres and that,
Yeah, sure.
Right, I remember.
flying down, pecking me head.
Sure. Now, you went to school with a number of
Is that
different
why you
interesting
go?
people. Some of whom
2
were
of which,
freaks.
I understand, had big heads and webbed toes.
Is that right?
Yet they were not related to each other,
I was
and they
just
weren't
gonna
friends
say.
with each other. Why weren't they friends with each other?
Because that'd be obvious.
Did they wear shoes, or did they walk around in their webbed...
Best
Were they good at
summary of
swimming? Were
Carl
they good
ever.
at swimming?
I don't know. I don't think they ever went swimming.
Did they ever talk? Did they ever look over at each other and think?
Yeah, we should hang out more.
I told you something in the week as well. There was another lad at school had a pigeon chest.
He had a what?
Can we come back to this?
He had a pigeon
I think
chest.
we should
Like
play a record,
puffed
Carl,
up.
because I think we've hooked them now.
Yeah.
I think
There's no one switching off now, Rick.
No, play a record.
Okay, wait. Something came back to me. When I was younger, I did have a friend that all his friends would call him in Spanish pigeon chest, but it was because he was kind of like a big guy, and his chest was puffy, I guess. Like, you know, I don't know. Is it an insult? Like, they would say it to him as if it was an insult, and he would, like, get mad, but the guy, it made him, I don't know if it was muscle or not, but it made him look muscular, so, like, it's not that bad? I don't know. It's whatever.
Blur, Coffee and TV. Carl, I said it's not the best Blur song when it was playing. You know, I'm not
Okay, I
gonna,
have to say it because it's on my mind, and if I don't get it out of my mind, I won't be able to concentrate on whatever comes next. But I wasn't going to share it because it's vulgar, and I try to steer away from that. But I can't help it. Okay. You know how when you're at an age and just like a teenager, it's making fun of your friends is what you do? It's normal. And like this, they would make fun of him with that, and it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. So there are, you know, friend groups and stuff where they make fun of something that's not a bad thing, but just because they're making fun of you for it, they end up feeling insecure or bad about it, or like end up hating that part of themselves for the rest of their life or whatever. And, you know, generally speaking, it's a good thing or an attractive quality or whatever. I've seen that happen a lot of times, and one that just comes to mind is I used to have some friends that had a friend. He wasn't my friend, right? But I met him a couple times. Really shy, really introverted kid, really just very timid, right? I met him a couple times, but it was one of those people you can't get a lot of like conversation out of because he's just, you know, just walls off and prefers silence. Okay. Because he was like that, my friends one time in gym class, I guess they showered together. I don't know what happened. They saw him naked. And they ended up for years making fun of how big his friend was. You know, that part of him. And they ended up making fun of him for years about that, as if it were like a bad thing. And he like believed it. He took that to heart, and he was so ashamed of himself when the guy was freaking, we'll say, well hung, okay? So like, it was a good thing that all my friends honestly probably were jealous about, but they made him feel bad about it. And since he was a shy guy, he got very insecure about that. And it like affected him in his life. And when they would make fun of him, he would just like shut down and get really like just vulnerable. And it was like, dude, when you grow up, that's going to be great for you. Like, I have no idea what's, you know, going on in your situation and stuff. But it's crazy how the tone and the bullying and where it comes from can make you feel bad about something that isn't even a bad thing. That's crazy. I'm sorry, I had to get it out because whatever it is, it was going to be on my mind. That sounds awful. Not in that way at all, just the topic in general of you can get bullied for something that's actually nice. It's like having a friend saying, oh my God, you're so cute. Ugh, it's disgusting. And you make them feel bad for being cute. Like, what? But, you know, some people are just, I can't think of the word, but they get affected very easily. There's a word for that. I can't think.
Diss it, but you know it's not the best song.
So,
Carl,
back.
I said it's not the best Blur song when it was playing. You know, don't want to diss it, but you know it's not the best one. I mean, that's fact.
Sure.
You know, Carl went like the video though, that little milk carton.
Yeah.
Bit sad. It's tragic, isn't it? He went. This is all to himself. I'm not even joining in. And then he went, yeah, but it's all right at the end. He goes to heaven. He finds a little girl milk carton. Just lives out a little thing and is that like you on your paper round, that little milk carton, walking around like that? I imagine you. Oh, people don't know about it. If you just tuned in, Carl had a paper round.
It's his favourite job ever.
And he maintains it's the best job he's ever had. Isn't it, Carl? Go on.
I don't know what's so weird about that.
It's a paper round.
Yeah, but look, forget
It's not
all
the most
that.
fulfilling of jobs.
Look at the way it works, right? You get it out of the way at the start of the day, so you got the rest of the day to yourself.
Sure.
That's the same as signing on.
Your own boss. You know.
Same as signing on.
Well, you're not
Are
your own
you?
boss.
No.
The guy at the news agency, your boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's great.
You've proven me wrong there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Nah. Yeah. Nah, not really. Would that stand up in court? Where you were found with the dagger? Nah. Was I?
when are we playing the new game?
Oh, Carl's got a new game. Carl's very excited.
yes.
Oh,
But we were talking about something before.
Yeah,
the record.
the freaks used to go. You had people with big heads, 2 web feet, didn't hang around each other. That would be too obvious. You had a fella with a pigeon chest.
Yeah, what's the story with the
that's
pigeon
why
chest?
I told the story.
Don't know how it
I remember
happened. It was like it looked like somebody had sort of hit him on the back with a big hammer, and it had come out at the front.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it since.
Could that have been the answer?
What? Why he had it?
Why had it? Possibly, I suppose, in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. Don't know. Never asked him.
It's just come back to haunt you, has it, the pigeon chest?
No, it's just that you know, when you mentioned about kids at school, I forgot all about him. He's talking about the kids with the web feet and the big heads,
Yeah.
and I forgot about the little old
The pigeon chest.
pigeon
lad.
boy.
Yeah, pigeon.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm a big fan of that TV show. It's on digital TV. A lot of people won't have it, but Inside the Actors Studio with James
Yeah.
Lipton.
Yeah.
And he interviews lots of big Hollywood stars, and he always asks them these same questions at the end. Can I just run a few of them past you?
Go on.
Okay. So, if you could do any other profession other than the one you do now, what profession would you do?
Can you
Paper
just change
round.
that to apart from a paper round?
Apart from a paper round.
Oh.
You could do any other
God,
profession, Carl.
And it doesn't matter about like.
Doesn't matter if you've got the skills or anything. In an ideal world, if you had the ability.
Well, I think I'm about to buy somewhere, so I reckon something, you know, using tools and like doing a bit of plumbing and that.
So a plumber.
Well, sort of an all-rounder.
Handyman.
Right. A handyman.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you know you don't get paid that much, but it's useful, isn't it? So.
But you get your own show, couldn't you, with Carol Smiley eventually?
Well, all that, but the money that you don't make, you save by not having to pay someone else to do the chores. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. I don't know what that sentence meant.
I
Right,
do.
right.
No.
I
A
do.
plumber.
I understood it. Not only do you... No. Oh, no. Okay, now maybe I don't understand it. I thought I did, but the way I said it didn't make sense either. Because I was going to say, you save money for doing jobs yourself, and on top of it, you're making money. But that's... You only save money when it's your own house. Yeah, no. Make it make sense, girl.
How much is the average plumber on?
The money you don't make, you save on not getting someone else to do it. No, just think of that. No, look, break that sentence down. Are there any...
Sorry, Rick. Sorry, but people who live in glass houses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, let's just go back to Lipton quickly. We've got a couple to get through here.
Sure.
So,
Stay on.
your favourite noise or sound? Favourite sound or noise?
Oh,
Is it me?
no.
It's not me.
Hang on a minute.
It's not me. Are you sure it's not me, Carl?
I like Elvis.
Noise.
Elvis.
Elvis.
In the ghetto.
The sound of Elvis.
Elvis in the ghetto. Brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your least favourite noise or sound? I don't think it should really be records and
Ricky.
music. Noises, things that you hear
Ricky.
at home or whatever.
Maybe like a sound of a
The least favourite noise?
least favourite.
The sound of...
Probably like
The sound of ghosts?
fire engines and that.
Right.
That's
Okay.
annoying.
Except if your house was on fire, presumably.
I think it's a bit unnecessary.
You think they're just doing it to wind people up?
I live on like a busy street and it's happening all the time, and it is like just sort of have a blast of it and people will hear it. You
Sure.
don't have to keep it going.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
So that is
Okay.
So friggin' inaccurate. I do not live on like a busy street, but it became a busy street because I remember I mentioned this a very long time ago. I don't remember on what video. It probably wasn't an XFM. But anyway, let me just, real quick. A building exploded a couple blocks away on a main street. It was the building that gives this neighborhood power, basically. And they messed something up and it blew up. It caught fire. And ever since, that part of the main street, like a couple blocks of the main street, have been closed because they've been fixing it. And there's absolutely no freaking reason for it to remain closed as of today, but it still is. So since it's a main street, there's a lot of buses and just a lot of traffic going around there. And the only way that traffic can kind of work around those two streets is going through the street I live on, right? So it's been hectic as hell. Like, my street became the main street, and it's a tiny street, so it's hectic as hell. My point is that now all ambulances to get in any direction need to pass through this street. And yes, ambulances are annoying, and yes, you can hear them because it kind of just bounces off all the buildings and stuff, and you can totally hear them like they're right outside. And since, again, it's not a main street and stuff, and they're blaring the siren, sometimes you can hear it for like 5 whole minutes because they get stuck on the street because people won't freaking move! Like, people do not move for ambulances here. It's crazy. Yes, I understand why they don't do it, because mainly when there's a traffic jam, the ambulance will just turn on the siren to make everybody move, passes the couple blocks of the traffic jam, and turn it off and continue their way. They weren't an emergency, so people get pissed off, so they don't move for ambulances anymore. But when it is an actual emergency, they get stuck on this street now. And it's like, if they do what he says, just blast it, everyone will get the message. And then, no. Not only do they have to have the siren, at least here, they have to honk their horns and have everybody else involved honk their horns, and people still won't freaking move. It's crazy. It's insane. That drives me nuts, dude. That drives me nuts because, I mean, come on. It's an emergency. Just try to picture your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your dog, whatever, your friend in an ambulance. You're going to want people to freaking move, right? So, I mean, it's somebody in there. It's somebody's daughter, son, mother. It's somebody's someone, okay? So freaking move. Anyway, they get stuck here, and I can hear it sometimes for like up to 5 minutes, which is embarrassing. Usually you're supposed to hear it, and it just leaves. And when it gets stuck, it pisses me off.
Yeah,
Sure.
So that wouldn't work.
That is, yeah,
Okay.
pretty annoying.
And if heaven exists, Carl, when you get to the pearly gates, what would you like God to say to you as he welcomes you into heaven? What would you like God to say
Well
to
done.
Who asks these? What shows this?
It's a programme where celebrities are interviewed by a guy, an American interviewer, and he always asks these questions at the very end.
What would I say to God?
What would you say to God
what-
if you believed in
what did you
heaven,
want
and if
God
heaven
to say to
exists,
you?
when you eventually go up to heaven and you're welcomed in through the gates
In
by
your
God,
parker and your stussy t-shirt and your...
what do you want God to say to you as he welcomes you in?
Say,
Welcome.
all right. Don't know. Just be friendly.
Well, yeah. I mean, what else could you want?
Dear section.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nice stuff. It's a kind of Scottish supergroup, lots of different artists.
You know what concept I've seen so many freaking times, and I believe it would be amazing, is when you die, doesn't matter, heaven, hell, whatever, doesn't matter. But when you die, if you could see the stats of your life, that would be amazing. So many thousands of liters of water you drank, and how many pounds of Cheetos you ate, and, you know, like, how many cats did you pet, and how many times did you laugh, and, like, you know, what was your record of the highest decibel laugh, and just, like, stats about your life, and you can see them. That'd be awesome. That would be really cool. I support this motion.
From
Ben and
Scottish
Sebastian
bands,
have
Ben
got to be
and
involved.
Sebastian,
Is it
Alex
Lee Singer
Stroud.
from them?
What?
That's from it's a kind of Scottish supergroup, lots of different artists from
Ben and
Scottish
Sebastian
bands.
have
Ben
got
and
to be
Sebastian.
involved. Is it
Alex
Lee Singer
Stroud.
from them?
It may well be, yeah, on that particular track. There's different people,
Okay.
Mull Historical Society, Idlewild, Teenage Fan Club, different people from all those bands get together with a guy called Gary Lightbody from Snow Patrol, and he writes
And
the
all
tunes.
that on XFM 104.9, Steve.
Absolutely. Let me just name that track. That track was Grand Parade from their current album, Son of Evil Reindeer.
Son of Evil Reindeer.
Feeder.
Okay.
Come back around on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. But who are you?
Oh, thanks for asking, Rick. Steve Merchant.
With us, Carl Pilverton. Well, Carl.
Is that gonna be a new thing?
No, I know I shouldn't. But I met Carl in the week
I
again, Steve.
told you shouldn't do
I
You
that.
know what I noticed and I love? They never ask Carl to say his own name. They always have to, like, introduce him or say his name for him. They're like, Ricky always asks, "Who are you?" And just for some reason, they never ask Carl, "Who are you?" And in Carl's voice, you hear Carl Pilkington. It's always them. Just like, because they include him, but they also exclude him. It's fun.
know, you should-
But Carl in the week again,
I
Steve.
told you shouldn't do
I
this.
know,
You know, you should
but
wait
then
till
when
the weekend.
he starts saying things like, "Oh, is this love with the pig?" I go, "No, save it," and we just sit there, and I'm scared to talk in case he goes. But you did tell me a couple of little things, didn't you? True stories that you know that I mean I enjoyed. Can you tell Steve about the doctor?
Right.
Oh, God. Is this something that happened to a friend of yours, or is this?
No, I read about it.
You read about it, okay.
There's this little lad.
Where is an important question.
Okay.
First of all, it's years ago, right? When
Right,
they didn't have decent doctors in like every town and that.
Yeah.
And this little kid is dead ill, right?
Yeah.
And the local doctor.
Well, there's a phone call involved, so I don't really
let
give the
me get
impression
to it.
that it's like medieval
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't say that. I just said it's years ago.
Go on
So
then.
this kid's ill, right?
Yeah.
And he's lying in the bed, and he's all going funny colour and that.
Yeah.
And his mum says, "I'm going to get the local doctor round." The local doctor comes round, and he says, "Oh," so I don't know what's up with him. He said, "Leave it with me."
With me.
He
Well,
said,
the doctor said that.
I'll have he said I'll phone up a top doctor
Okay.
who was in America or somewhere like that. Yeah. And so he goes to the phone in his office and he calls America, and because it's years ago, the phone line isn't that good, it's all crackly and that, right?
Yeah.
So he's talking to the doctor and he's saying, "I've got this kid, he's a funny colour, and he's really weak and that. I don't know what's
He's
up
not
with him."
giving him much to go on.
Right?
Sure.
So the American doctor, right?
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, what you want to do?" And it's all breaking up, right?
Yeah.
He goes, "What you got to do? You got to it's all breaking up. You got to give him some parrot's blood, right?"
Some parrot's blood.
Well, that's what he thought he said, but the
Why is the American in agony? Oh my god.
line was really bad.
Yeah.
He meant parents' blood, but he heard that he said parrot's blood.
okay.
He said, "Right,
God.
I'll do that. Leave it with me."
I can see where this is going.
He goes
my
goes
God.
to a pet shop.
Yeah.
He says, "Give us like half a dozen parrots."
Sure.
Takes them round to the kid's house. Takes the blood from the parrots, puts it into the kid. Kid's fine.
The kid's fine.
I've never
It worked.
heard such a load of shite in my life. I've never heard such twaddle, such just made up, enhanced, exaggerated in my
a
life.
load of old rubbish,
I
Carl.
mean, when he told me this, he said, the doctor said, "What do I do?" And the doctor on the other end said, "Give him some blood." And the doctor went, "Where do I get blood from?"
So hang on, wait, I just need to
Where do I get blood
clarify.
from? Give him some parents' blood. Give him some parents' blood. Give him some parents' blood. Yeah.
But hang on, I just need to know where you
Sorry,
read this.
Carl.
Where was this? Where did
I
you read
stitched
this?
you up. You know what he said? He said, "So do you believe it?" I went, "Tell it to Steve." He went, "Do you believe it?" I went, "Tell it to Steve." Carl.
where did you read it?
That was on the internet.
Okay.
I don't know
is it
this
on
is-
the internet?
I'm always looking at stuff. I was looking at
There's a
stuff this morning because
story. Oh, snap!
of
Internet.
No way. Okay, I'm gonna read that out loud. When Lillian Fisher, 15... wait, 1931. Okay, it wasn't... Okay. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Developed infantile paralysis. Oh, God. Last week, the Fisher's physician telephoned long distance to Chicago's Durand Hospital for serum. Oh, Durand Hospital. There's a Durand Hospital a couple blocks away from here. They saved my mom's life twice. Off topic. For serum, heard Dr. George Howitt Weaver, I don't know, tell him to use parrot's blood instead. Immediately, a parrot was bled. 5 cubic centimeters were injected into Lillian Fisher. She improved when Dr. Weaver heard about the injection. He exclaimed, "The doctor just misunderstood me. I said parrot's blood, not parrot's blood." Wait, but, okay, did Lillian live? Because that's insane. Also, you know what this made me really want to research? I'm going to have to try to remember later. But when on the timeline did they realize that there are different types of blood and the compatibilities of different types of blood? I am really curious about that for some reason, and I want to look that up, and I'm going to try to remember, but don't count on it.
Well,
I'm always
what
looking at
pages-
stuff. I was looking at stuff this morning because of Yoragella last night. Eating all that funny food and that, and also they all got a bit scared last night, didn't they, with a snake?
I didn't see that. So is this I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of
Yeah,
Here?
yeah. He got all worried
Okay.
about a snake getting on the sort of wandering about in between the sleeping bags and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were all scared, and it is so
Leave
easy.
it with me. Sorry, the doctor says, leave it with me. Yeah. Leave it with me.
Well, they were all scared because there's a snake, and it's so easy to find stuff out. Before they, where are they? Where is this jungle?
Australia, I
Right.
think.
Before they went, give it half an hour on the internet. I found out with snakes, you don't need to worry, right? They're deaf. They haven't got any ears.
Right.
So as long as you're really quiet,
Creep around,
it'll
yeah.
probably leave you alone.
Yep.
And also, they don't have eyelids. So they were suggesting if one's coming towards you, just like kick sand in its eyes because it can't blink, and it leaves it a bit like annoyed, and it wanders off. But they didn't do any research before they went.
Yeah.
And that's
I think your knowledge was...
Damn it, I wanted to read that. Hold on. Because you know what came to mind? Squid Games. When the main character throws sand in the other kid's eyes, like at the beginning and then, later. That's what came to mind. But the kid didn't leave annoyed. Pissed him off. Like, I don't know. I feel like pissing off a dangerous animal isn't the best way to go about them leaving you alone. But sure, although they lack eardrums, snakes possess inner ears. That sounded weird to me. I thought they had ears, which are able to pick up not only ground-borne vibrations, but low-frequency airborne sounds. They do have difficulty with sounds at a higher pitch. Okay, now, see, this is just insight into my brain. Now what came to mind is the scene in The Big Bang Theory when the Sheldon goes into Penny's apartment to clean it, and Leonard follows him there, and they have to speak in a lower register as to not wake up Penny. Yeah, that, but opposite. Sure, got it. Instead of eyelids, snakes have a small, clear scale covering each eye. Okay, interesting. Eye scales have a similar role to eyelids, protecting the eyes from injury and making sure that... So... Carl's an idiot. Got it.
they didn't do any research before they went.
Yeah.
And that's
I think your knowledge would hold you in good stead. I don't think you need to know any more than you know. Well, we're going to come back to that because he also explained to me where a saying comes from that I want you to be part of. But
and also, we should mention as well, Carl, you've come up with a competition, is this right?
brilliant competition.
He
thinks this can go to television.
Is this an idea you've come up with?
Yeah.
Carl, I'm so looking forward to
So
it.
I'm looking
like
forward
how
to
proud
it.
he sounds.
Continuing our exposure of myths and legends of Rockfall Tale, we exposed that myth that some maybe older rockers have had it and they've got they were never any good, and the kids today
I don't want to hear that.
people like Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart's a great artist.
He's a
slightly laughable man, but a great artist.
Let's go back to when it was rocking.
When he cut the mustard.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm ever in the jungle or wherever in frickin' Australia, the thing I'm gonna be least worried about are snakes. I'm gonna be worried about everything frickin' else. God damn, man. Especially the spiders that are big as a frickin' bear. That shit's ugh. Yes, I may be exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
Rod Stewart, You Wear It Well.
Great tune.
On XFM 104.9. Yeah, this doctor,
Yeah.
I mean, we should find out who he is, really, and if he's still practising, because it worries me a little bit.
It was
That
in the 30s.
he did that. Also, I mean, he thinks he's got away with it, but how could he be sure those parrots wouldn't talk?
True.
Do you know what I mean? There were 6 of them. They probably got together and they probably
pretty
put it on the
sure.
internet.
I mean, I feel that story, Carl, it asks more questions than it answers.
Yeah,
Really?
like most of your stories.
Yeah, that's the
to be
problem. I
honest.
always feel like I need a little bit more information. Like, did the parrot boy continue to live?
Yeah.
You know,
Thank
to a ripe
you.
old age, or
It
did he
was a
die
girl,
weeks later after this charlatan doctor who was going around, spurious
Did he
information?
break his nose trying to crack a big nut?
No, I think he was all right. He lived to a.
See, I'd have shouted, if I was that doctor, I'd have shouted that down the phone. Are you sure you said parrot's blood?
Yeah.
You sure it was parrot's blood?
Listen, I mean, I'm not the best doctor in the world, but did you say parrot's blood?
Yeah, but what you're forgetting is you're going back to the time where, like, they used leeches to do, like...
No, we're
transfusions.
not. We're going back to the late 70s if there's a phone call to America Direct.
Come on, Carl. They weren't calling America, like, in the medieval times or in the Victorian age. Come on, think about it, Carl.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
this has got to be like the 30s or 40s, the earliest. You know?
Right.
Oh my God, Ricky!
I'm intrigued to know where this. I think there's someone. I'm intrigued to know where this is. I think there's someone on the web who's just putting information on there to lead you astray.
Yeah.
Because you're the only...
my God, dude, Jesus freaking Christ. You know how they're now making AI part of, like, I think it's a Google search engine or whatever, and it's experimental and blah, blah, blah. Have you guys seen the things it comes up with? Oh, man, if you haven't, you should totally check it out because, well, see, AI learns from the internet, and there's so much freaking misinformation and sarcasm and everything on the internet. AI doesn't know how to sort that out. So I've seen stuff like people asking, I don't know, for recipes and like how to make pizza or how to keep my cheese from falling off my pizza. And AI will say like, oh, you got to put some glue in it. It'll stay more sticky and it'll stay on the pizza. Or people like asking, I can't exactly remember now, but basically along the lines of, is it okay to drink, you know, I don't know, bleach? And AI like answers, of course it is. Doctors constantly say it's perfectly okay to drink about 3 liters of bleach every day. And stuff like that. Just like, wow, dude. But see, that's the problem. It's exactly Carl's problem. You cannot learn from the internet. Oh, man. Dude, that AI is going to be a mess. I feel like it's dangerous for, you know, stupid people, but also for kids that don't realize. Like, I know it says under AI is just experimental phase or whatever, but yeah, people are going to start dying real quick.
Person information on there to lead you astray.
Yeah.
Because you're the only person who finds this stuff. Other people are using this to write theses.
What were you looking at that then? What were you looking
I always look at weird stuff.
What were you looking for?
Of course.
But what do you type in the search engine to find parrot blood stories?
What were you looking for?
There was this woman with a weird head.
Why were you looking for that? What were you?
Just because I'd heard about it. I'd heard like someone talking about it on another station.
Right.
About this woman with a funny head.
Right. I love the fact you're intrigued with these things. You go in the basement of Waterstones or Dillon's or somewhere, and there's these medical books that you'll love them, mate.
Yeah, but this is free on the internet, isn't it? It's all there.
Yeah.
So what you typed in? Weird head woman or?
I think it's
lady with head.
Yeah.
weird.
You know what I feel like Carl would have loved, or has loved? Ripley's Believe It or Not. They came up with the wackiest stuff, and I just feel like that was like right up Carl's alley.
Weird people or something I put in.
Sure.
Yeah. Did you come up?
Yeah. 7,000 hits, Carl Pilkington.
But it's all there, isn't it? It's interesting. The one that I was telling you before about, what's the name? The lost letter.
The lost letter? What's
the lost postcard that's just turned up. Some woman sent a postcard years and years ago to a niece or something, right? Yeah. And a niece was like 3 years old back then. And just now, I think like yesterday or the day before, the postcard turned up 74 years late.
74 years late?
It took 74 years.
And that 3-year-old girl's been living in the same house that whole time?
Hey, it happened.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's not weird
you see what I mean? There's always a question you can ask to just scratch the credibility of these stories. Yeah. There's always, it's like the apocryphal tale.
Was this the slugs? Was this those slugs from last week?
Yeah, well, they hold it back because they're slow. Because the postman slug is useless. His round takes him 74 years. Then he's got to go back to the beginning. He's got 74 years, and they can't carry the bag. That's why they go. That's why they turn to glue. That's why they turn to glue.
Oh. It's pitiful.
It is pitiful.
So you don't believe that someone sent a postcard years ago and somehow it's been stuck in the bottom of a post bag or something, and it's only just
stuck in the bottom of a post bag?
Yeah.
That means that there's like a 95-year-old postman who's still wandering around.
Did you have to pay like the difference on the charges? Because presumably it
wouldn't have had Queen Elizabeth's.
It was a penny black, presumably, was it?
Yeah. What would be on the stamp? It would have been invalid, surely.
I don't know.
See, these are the questions you should ask yourself.
Because if it's the postman's fault, the post office can't turn around.
Who was only 3 at the time himself, wasn't he? He was dead.
No, he is dead. Yeah, he'll be well and truly dead now.
Yeah.
But the fact is that the post office made an error, right? They lost this letter.
Sure. Mm.
It's only just turned up. They can't turn around and say, sorry about this, I hope it isn't urgent.
These are amazing.
It's turned up 74 years late, and by the way, you owe us 25 pence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wouldn't...
I totally want to check those out. Ickle Tooties. So cute. Okay.
Do that, would
Yeah,
they?
that's true. That's true.
So
that's
there
true.
you go.
You're asking questions, though. You see, that's true. You see. So you're interested in like where sayings come from as well, aren't you? Because you told me one in the week. What that? I don't know if Steve's aware of that. Do you want to tell Steve this one?
What's this a saying?
Can we do this quiz?
We'll do the quiz later. I know you're excited about the quiz. Let's do that later. But what's this saying?
Right. What is the saying? Chucking a baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
Have you heard that phrase?
No.
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoa! That's like a common thing to say? Really? Wow. I've never heard that before.
Would you use that?
Bathwater.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That sounds awful.
How would you use that?
Well, how would I use that? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I suppose if you've been discussing something, you've come up with some plans, but you're slightly worried, and you might abandon the whole plan, whereas there might be some ideas in there which are still worth retaining.
Exactly.
So you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
There might be something you can just change, and you don't. Yeah.
There might be a few ideas you can salvage from an otherwise worthless one.
Well, the saying, right, comes from like years ago again. And
pre or post phone.
And
Shut up! You have no idea when.
ages and ages ago, when like the bloke worked in the house.
Neither did I.
He was like the coal man, and then you had like.
No way, it's important.
Then like the mum is like she stays at home making the dinner, looking after the kids.
Yep.
And you've got like the little kid who's just growing up, just messing about and stuff. So what happens is, back then they didn't have like fresh flowing warm water every day.
Okay.
So all they could only afford to have like one full big bath of fresh water. So they'd fill up the bath, right? And then the dad would come home and he'd say, "Oh, I've had I had a tough day at work and that down the pit." And his wife would say, "It's all right, I'm putting the dinner on. You're going to have a nice warm bath."
So because he gets to bath first.
Because he gets the bath first because he's the grafter.
And he's
right?
covered in coal.
He's covered in coal, so the water's like minging by the time he's finished.
Yeah.
Right? And then the wife says, "Oh, after all my cleaning the house and doing the cooking, I'm a bit sweaty now."
She's covered in dust and grime. She has the next one.
I'll have a bath, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the line, there's a little baby.
Yeah.
It's been playing out all
That's
day.
me. I'm
Also
the
got like
youngest.
little grubby knees and stuff. Needs to have a bath.
Yeah.
It goes in the bath, right? But because the water's so dirty,
Sure.
they go and empty the water out of the window. Can't see the baby in it. Chucking the baby out with the bath water. That's where it comes from.
That's where it comes from.
I don't know what to say, Steve.
Oh, I missed something. Oh.
Be out with the bath water. That's where it comes from.
I don't know what to say, Steve. Because I've heard this. I'm just. What do you think, Steve? Steve.
So firstly, that sort of, that doesn't explain
Where do you
why-
start?
well,
You're struggling, aren't you? You're struggling where to
Well,
start.
firstly, I can't see how we've now applied this to
I've
the
been thinking of
example
this.
that I
I've been thinking of this for days, Steve. Waiting for you to hear this one.
These coal mining parents deeply
Yeah.
negligent.
Yeah, I love
They've
the fact
left their baby in the bath, unattended.
That's the way round to do it. The one covered in coal.
Yeah. has
You
the
go
bath
first.
Sure.
You go first. Don't wash the baby and then get in that.
Yeah.
No.
You-
Okay, wait. Blah, 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 blah. That's the way it was done before. Families, it was just from the man to the woman to the kids in chronological order. And the youngest always got screwed. But, if they weren't dying because of all the grime they had to endure, those kids were frickin' top-notch, tough-ass immune system, and they ain't never dying of no illnesses. So it depends. It can go either way, right? But, mainly if you start them out young, well, and they don't die, those are going to be tough cookies. But, gross. Just gross. And, the times this stuff was done, because I read this a bunch of times, right? The times this stuff was done, families had, 10 kids. Oh, God! Because there used to be nothing to do. So families used to be large in numbers.
One covered in coal goes first.
Yeah.
That's the best idea.
Yeah.
Of course.
Second most dirty one
Man.
goes second, and then the clean little baby.
Yeah.
I think we should do him last because he's done nothing towards this family.
But more than that, Rick, leave him to his own devices.
Yeah.
Jack, I'm just going to throw the water out.
Yeah.
In the bath.
Don't check
Have you
first.
have you
Window.
checked that the baby's not in there?
Don't
No,
check,
I'm not
don't
even going to waste
bother.
my time
You'd
checking.
see it, you'd see
I'd
it.
be able to.
Hell do you lift up a bathtub, bath bin, whatever these times had, but that, you know, a grown man could bathe in. How the hell do you pick that up to chuck the water out the window? Like, what?
See a baby.
See a baby in
if
there.
If a baby was in here, I'd be able to see it. I'm just going to throw it out.
Yeah, I'm not even going to look, to be honest, Jack. We've
Not
all
even
had
gonna
our
look,
bath. If the baby's in there, then it should be
Be
making
careful,
itself
Jack. We have lost 3 children this way. Don't worry. Where did you read that?
New single from Supergrass, Grace, on XFM 104.9. Coming up in the next hour, Carl Pilkington's new game show. He's very excited about
I'm
this.
excited.
I'm excited.
We don't know
I can't
anything
wait.
about it, but it's going to be dynamite.
He's told me it's going to be a winner. He's, you know, he said it's going to go to television.
Sure.
I need some adverts, though.
Oh, I'd love to hear some adverts.
Can we have just 2 or 3 minutes of adverts, please? Vines there, Steve. On XFM 104.9, I'm Ricky Gervais with me, Steve Merchant, and Carl Pilkington. Carl's getting very excited, as we all are, about his new... Should we let him do a little taster for us?
Well, I'm very excited about it. I mean,
So the gist of it, what is it? What is it exactly?
Right.
Is it a game show or is it a competition?
It's just thought it's something that, you know, you can play and also people at home can take part in it.
now, would they phone in about this, or they can just play at home while they're listening?
They can just play at home.
Okay.
You mean we haven't got any prizes?
No, there isn't.
No, I think we could get him to phone
The
in.
fun is enough.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. Let's hear the game idea
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Right, it's music related.
Okay.
Good.
And what I do is I sort of tell a little story,
Okay.
and that story makes up a song title.
All right. Well, it sounds ambitious.
So
Is it a cryptic clue?
could be. Say like this, right?
Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me.
Say like this.
Right.
This woman, right? She's pregnant. You know the answer to this one, so don't be saying anything. This
Okay.
is just aimed at Steve.
Okay.
Right. This woman has a
Keeping
baby.
her baby,
She's
Madonna.
pregnant, has a baby, and the doctor's there in the hospital, going, "Oh yeah, you've got a lovely little baby
Oh,
here.
you told me that this is... Oh, this game
Got a lovely
show.
little baby. It's just coming out now. You'll be able to see it in a minute, and it's like covered in gunk and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's going, yeah, it's nearly here. It's coming out. I see its little head and that, and he gets hold of it, and it's full of all this gunk, right?
The baby's full of gunk.
Yeah, like the
Covered in gunk or full of gunk?
covered in it.
Right.
And he goes, here you go, get hold of your baby, and he drops it.
Right.
What song's that?
There's so much irrelevance there, Steve. I can't...
So much relevance. You know what? Just the first thing that came to mind. I'm bad with years. What year what stuff came out? But the first thing that came to mind is "Hit Me Baby One More Time." Just because. But okay.
Can't tell you, it's not a cryptic clue. It's not a cryptic clue. Because only... I mean, the gist of it is relevant.
That isn't the best one. That's just...
Right, I mean, there is just... There's things there that you were dwelling on and thinking of pun. Don't.
Nothing.
Just go
no
for
gunk.
gut instinct. What was it? What was that?
Right,
How
I
was-
just need to try and get the basics of this. There's a woman, she's pregnant, she has a baby.
Yeah.
The baby's covered in gunk.
Yeah.
Right,
And because of the gunk, the doctor drops the baby.
yeah.
And that's all I need to know.
Yeah, that is all you need to know, yeah. The pregnancy's largely irrelevant.
Okay, what are the key elements?
It's the birth and the doctor dropping it that the irrelevant... The
The
relevant
birth
thing.
and the dropping of the baby. I've absolutely no idea. I can't even begin to guess.
Think about what's happened here.
Oh, Carl,
She's had a
isn't-
baby. The doctor's trying to deliver it. He's saying it's a nice little baby you've got here.
This is all irrelevant. This is all irrelevant. Right, let me tell you this. So just to be fair to Steve, so he can get into your mind. Right, this is not a traditional cryptic clue, logical problem. Or anything. This is Carl. What song am I thinking of? Right, that is Underworld, Born Slippy.
That is amazing. No. That was amazing. Never heard of that song. Did not know it existed. But that is amazing. That was just beautiful.
I have to say, actually, that makes textbook sense.
Yeah.
That
No,
was
that's
very
actually...
clever.
No,
Do you
I'm sorry.
Do you like all the story about it's all right, you can see it in a minute. Oh, it's just covered in gunk. Yeah.
No, I agree there is some extraneous detail,
Yeah,
but I have
okay.
to
Dude,
say
that was
Yeah.
great.
that
Born was good because it was. That's the look of it. Was
Yeah.
Born was good. Yeah.
And Born
Slippy,
Slippy, that's perfect.
No, I was quite impressed by that, Carl. I have to say. No,
There
to
you
be
go.
fair to you, I'm not just patronising you.
Oh well, I've got. Oh, wow.
I actually think that was really good, and I disrespect Ricky Gervais for slagging that off because I actually think that was quite
Well,
good.
let's go ahead with it then. On your
I
head
feel
bit.
we could maybe open this up to email correspondence or
Okay,
or the
let's
phone
go
lines.
for it then. Okay, this is Carl Pilkington's new game show idea.
Yes, please.
It's what it's.
It's just what's the song?
Well,
There you go.
Carl
Simple.
Pilkington presents What's the Song? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Mr. Carl Pilkington.
Okay, well,
What's the
do
song?
one then.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's play a record. Let's come back after
Give
that.
out the number ready for him.
Well, you should make a note of this. You can email us. The email's up and running. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. What's the phone number, Carl? Have you got it?
It's 08700 800 1234.
Okay.
08700
800
12.
34.
Make a note of that, and we'll have a game of what song is Carl thinking of after this next track.
What do you want to play?
What have you got lined up there?
Continuing again. I've got old fogies who were good once, and I won't
Absolutely.
hear a thing
They
said
should
against
play
the new
Born
kids out there. It's not all new metal, is it?
True enough.
This is Cat Stevens, a little known album, Mona Bone Jack on, and this one's called Trouble. It's a lovely song. Cat Stevens, Trouble, from Mona Bone Jack on XFM 104.9, playing some new songs, playing some old songs.
True enough, Rick, true enough.
Playing some old games, some chit-chat, some tears, some laughter, and Carl Pilkington with his brand new show, What's the Song?
What song am I thinking of?
Now, I mean...
You're nervous about this, aren't you, Rick?
I am.
You're worried.
Well, because I've heard
You
some of
shouldn't
these
be.
clues before,
I
and
have to say,
they're ramblings. Sometimes they're close to ramblings of a fool, right? And it really is like those. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
I
I don't know, though. I actually was genuinely impressed by Born Slippy. I have to give him the benefit
That's
of
one of the
doubt
better
there.
ones.
Because
that was short, sweet, and it worked.
some of these, you say they're not going to be quite as pissy.
Some of them are like Emily Bronte novels. Now listen, we're just going to go for it then. You do it, and we'll just get people to call up because I want to see the general public's confusion at trying to work out a
Well,
Carl
why
Pilkington clue.
don't you give us your next clue, and then we'll play a track, and then we'll hopefully have people on the line after the track
Alright.
to try and answer it, and you can recap briefly. So give us your clue now for...
I love how improvised these kind of like when they do, anything that includes the general public. I love how improvised and they just kind of go with it and make it up in the moment. I love that.
what song am I thinking of?
Right, this one, it's about a woman, and she's just normal, nothing wrong with her, or so she
Normal
thinks, right?
But there's the twist. Is this like the Tales of the Unexpected?
And she's got she's got her mates, and she's having a normal life, having a good time and that, and then this thing happens, right? And she starts to stink, and she can't have a bath, right? And she really wants to have a bath. She's dead sweaty and stuff. She's going about her daily stuff. She can do everything else normal. She can eat, she can talk, everything. But for some reason, she can't have a bath.
Is there a coal mining husband in the bath?
Yeah. Is this Born Stinky?
She can't have a bath.
So a woman can't have a bath.
Yeah.
Is
Or
that the
a-
rest of her
Or a
life?
shower. She can't.
Okay, leave it there, Rick. Don't try and guess. It's not for us to guess.
The general public can phone up and ask questions, so I just
I'm
go
not sure
for
they
it.
can they? I think they
I
should
think
just
so.
have to guess.
Otherwise, we don't want just people just phoning
Well,
up and
I'll tell
getting
you
it.
what about this? Why don't they can ask one question?
Yeah.
They can ask one question of Carl, then they have to make a guess.
Okay.
08700 800 1234.
Have we got someone on the line
Well,
now?
we'll just
No,
go
let's do it.
for
Let's
it.
go
Let's
for one. Let's
go
go
for
for
it,
one.
yeah.
This
I'm
is
excited.
edgy radio.
This is
Letting
dynamite
Carl
stuff.
Right,
live.
hello,
Go on.
Hello, XFM.
Hello, I'm ringing about what's the song?
Absolutely. What do you think?
Well, I'm going for Dirty Diana.
Dirty Diana.
See, that works.
That's a great guess.
It does. Yeah, but it doesn't work because why can't she have a bath?
Okay, so the answer is in
I was going
there.
to ask you.
Well, that's your one question.
That'd be the answer.
That would be the answer, I'm afraid. What was your name?
Shelley.
Shelley, thanks very much. I'm
Shelley,
afraid the
I
answer's-
should tell you that
Good guess,
that
Shelley.
you should never take this personally because no one can really get into the mind of Carl. So don't beat yourself up about this. I don't expect anyone to get these clues.
No.
So so well done. That
Good
is
guess.
a fine guess.
A strong
Thank you.
guess.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyone else there?
Let's
Wait, though. So the big clue is... I wish I knew more song names. The big clue is there's a reason she can't have a bath. Dirty Diana was a great guess, by the way. Props to Shelley. But there lies the importance. There's a reason. Like, are her legs broken? I don't know. Just
Hello, XFM.
Who's that on the line?
It's Chris.
Hello, Chris. A question for Carl? Before you give us a guess?
I haven't thought of a really good question or anything yet.
You just want to go for the guess?
Well, no, what I thought was, I'm sure Simon Mayo used to do this when he did the breakfast show on Radio 1 years ago.
No, it didn't.
So you've just pinched this idea, Carl?
If you're going to rip someone off,
That's
pal, do not
messed
rip
up.
off Simon Mayo.
I haven't ripped this off. I thought this was a new idea. I was going to do it with sound effects instead, but that's
Yeah, he used to do that, and he used to get his team to play other characters. In the
You
story.
idiot.
Well, no, hang on. Yeah, but
Not you, Chris. I'm saying you idiot to Carl.
Yeah, but nothing's new anyway, is it? So I'm not getting annoyed about it.
Very true.
What do you think the answer is?
Is it Cornflake Girl by Tonny Amos?
Good answer. She couldn't have a bath because she'd go all
Go
floppy
sloppy
and
and
that.
then go down the plug hole.
Good answer.
She's all soggy. Yeah.
so
It's not,
you-
is it Cornflake Girl?
No, it's not, but
That's a great answer.
It could have been.
All right. Okay.
You're already seeing the error of this, aren't you?
I think this is great radio.
I
I'm
know.
really hooked on this. I'm
But this-
genuinely excited
This
now.
is really like that. Those so-called.
I feel like that's so messed up though that a guy just called to be all snarky and so like, oh, this has been done and it was done better. Like, excuse you, sir. Piss off.
Lateral thinkers. A man got into a field and dies. Why?
Yeah.
He ran out of air. No,
Yeah.
not the one I'm
He
thinking
was
of.
shot.
Well,
No.
Yeah,
That
go
was a
on.
good
Well,
answer, but
couldn't Simon Mayo sue you or something for doing it?
Will you
anyway?
stop? Don't mention that.
Yeah.
Listen, I think if you're going to steal ideas from someone, it should be a brain box like Mayo. I mean, he's the man to
Yeah,
steal
the only
from.
example of one I can ever remember hearing on his show, because I was quite young then, was some people were pretending to, like, tap someone's phone or something, and then they got caught, and the answer was just bugging by whistle, because they were...
Genius.
that was absolute genius.
That's
Yeah.
absolute genius.
See,
Chris, we're
Carl,
I don't know if
that's the
Carl's
sort of
ever
standard
done
you've got to
that.
come up against.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Chris.
the phone lines are hot.
Nah, I didn't like
hello,
Chris.
XFM.
Hi, is it Candy Perfume Girl?
Is it what?
Candy Perfume Girl.
Candy
Why
Perfume
can't
Girl?
she bathe?
Candy Perfume Girl.
Is it? Well, who's that by?
Madonna.
No, it's
That sounds like an obscure album track.
No, it's
Wow.
just one of her songs.
just
That
think
is it.
about it. She stinks and everything. She's a normal life. I didn't say she was a sweet or anything. But for some reason she can't have a bath or
Is
a
this
shower.
a big song? Just to give him a clue. Is
It's a bigger song than Candy Sweet Girl.
Thank you
was a
very much
single.
indeed for your guess. It clearly is
Thank
right.
you.
It was-
Cheers.
it was
Sorry.
we
Okay,
play-
one more, then we go
Yeah.
to a record. Come
All
on.
right,
Okay.
Go on. Hello, XFM.
Carl,
Yeah.
is it High and Dry by Radiohead?
High and dry.
High and dry. Now that's great. She smells, which is another word for high. She's dry because she doesn't have a shower. Carl, if it isn't that, yours will never
You
be
need
as
to
good as
lie.
that. He's the winner. Whatever you're thinking of, that clue is brilliant. What's your name, mate?
It's Richey.
Richard. I mean, you can't beat that.
That's a bit too lateral.
Don't be stupid. It's perfect. He's made yours into a clever clue. He's made high, she smells, dry, she never gets in the bath or shower.
Since when does high mean she smells? I've never heard that. Like in the sense of some, like, you know, your best friend is a garbage man and he comes to your house right after work and you're like, oh man, you high? Jesus. Like, or no, not a question. Not a question. Oh man, you're high, dude. Get away. Like, I've never heard that before, but sure.
It's not that, is it, Carl?
No, it's
You
not.
don't even get that, do you?
Not
Have
really.
you ever heard of the word high being used to mean
No.
sort of smelly?
No.
No.
No,
Never.
no.
Oh, what?
That was where you went wrong there, mate.
Richard, well, I'm declaring you the winner, even though that isn't the
I
answer.
don't think
Thank
we
you.
should give up this early.
Can we
Rick.
just
What?
let's play a song and,
Let's play a
and
song.
give it one more chance? Because
Yeah.
if people think about it, it is really easy.
I'm not going to find out the answer now because I've got to go out.
Okay, we'll do it very quickly. Stay in for 10 minutes.
We're just going to play a new Coldplay track. Aren't
Okay,
we?
let's hear
Brilliant.
Coldplay and then we'll come
Cheers.
back with this.
Coldplay. One I Love. That's for Nick, Neil, Olivia in Tower Bridge.
Absolutely, and also Nikki from Bromley who emailed in. She's enjoying the show and she wanted a bit of Coldplay. That's the B-side of the current single.
This is
In
a
My
great
Place.
show, isn't it? We've got great music, we've
Great
got
music.
laughs, tears, we've got requests, we've
Beautiful
got Simon
stuff.
Mayo games.
Yeah.
It's
22
it's
years
just
later,
it's just like
still
Radio
amazing.
1 for less
Exactly.
people.
Exactly.
Radio 1 for less people. This is great, isn't it? So go on
so
then.
listen, Kai, you were so excited about this game, weren't you, earlier? You came in with a
But I
hop,
knew it
skip
would
and a leap in
fall
your
flat.
step.
Although I must say, the phones are going mental. We're going to have to take
This
some
is
more
it. No,
calls.
people
I
love
mean,
Carl.
high and dry is great. I mean, it works. That's
Let's
it.
have a- can we have a very quick...
Just recap in case someone's
yeah,
just
yeah.
joined in.
quick
Can you
recap.
make it? Can you make it so high and dry doesn't work now? Give us a bit of information that makes it different to high and dry, or can't
So
you
for those that
even
have
do
just tuned in, Carl describes, in a roundabout way, a story which somehow is representative of a song. Is that
Song
right?
title.
A song title,
Yeah.
okay.
So, this woman, she's alright, you know, she has a normal life.
Pretty much.
Kind of.
Yep.
There's probably a few things, actually, that she can't do thinking about it. But the main problem would be having a wash, or having a bath, or having a shower.
Yeah.
Maybe going for a swim, thinking about it.
She can't get wet.
Right. I think water is the clue, isn't it? That's the clue.
Alright, so
Who's that on the line?
Hi there, it's Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hi,
Is there
Mark.
like a song called Hydrophobic Lady or something like that, and I'm totally missing it?
Right,
What do
is
you
it
think?
Smells Like Teen Spirit, Nirvana?
No, it's not.
That's a great guess. Smells Like Teen Spirit again. He's also
No.
brilliant. Thank you, Mark.
No,
Well done.
because... No, see, that was not a good guess, because Smells Like Teen Spirit, that has nothing to do with it, because if she smells like Teen Spirit, she needs a shower. Not that she can't have a shower. That lady needs one desperately. Nuh-uh, not a good guess.
No, it's not that. Alright, hello, XFM.
Oh, that's a dodgy mobile.
Oh, that's a bit of a clip.
That was the doctor they called in the States in the 30s that said parrot blood. That's what happened. That's why there was a misunderstanding.
A dodgy
Hello,
mobile.
XFM.
Oh, they've just given up. They've all been going for Smells Like Teen Spirit. They just hung up.
Hello, XFM.
Hi, is it, She's Electric?
Excellent.
Yay!
She's electric. It makes sense.
It
That's
makes
fantastic.
sense.
Carl.
She's electric.
She's not hydrophobic.
Why does she
she's
smell?
electric.
Because she doesn't have a bath and that. Because she can't have a bath or a shower. What's your name?
Neil.
Neil
So
got
there's
it.
that. So. Oh.
Neil got it. So, did you get it straight away?
No, only, during the song.
A process of elimination from all the other wrong answers.
Yeah, basically.
So,
She's electric.
Good
Rick,
on
I
Neil.
have to say, you're holding your head in your hands, and it looks like you want to shoot off. But I have to say, I thought that was quite good. I genuinely thought that was quite good.
But it's not a cryptic clue, is it? Because it's not. She smells as a.
He just wants to be negative, just to be negative. Like the other guy, what was it? Simon Pegg? Who were they talking about? They're like, oh yeah, that's brilliant because he came up with it. Oh, what a genius. Let me praise him. And it's the same thing. And the clues are actually good. And he's...
Two things you can't do. She's electric.
yeah, but do you understand what I'm getting at?
Yes.
She's electric.
I always understand what you're getting at, Carl. That's never
No, you
been a
don't.
problem in the years I've known you.
Neil got it.
Yeah.
She's
I have to
electric.
say, Rick, I think you're down on this idea. I could definitely see that. ITV1 replacing Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. Carl Pilkington hosting.
Simon Mayo on the phone.
Exactly.
To the
Mayo. What did I
lawyers.
say? Oh, Simon Pegg.
Well,
Oh, is that the guy
well, Neil,
from
there's no
Shaun of the
prizes or anything, but well done.
Well done, that was well worth it. Right.
Well, you go away with the award in the knowledge that you've beaten Carl.
Yeah. You can get secure in the knowledge that you thought how Carl does.
Absolutely. Well done, Neil. I have to say, I think you're being harsh on him. I think that's,
Okay.
that's a great game.
All right, let's do it again next week.
I
Then.
thought that was a great game.
Brilliant.
It was.
Play
Well done,
record.
Carl.
That was
Play
fun.
record.
What do you want to play?
Oh, you know, I tell you, we've been playing some oldies, Rick, and I've enjoyed them all. But I think I've been in love with this song for many, many years. And when I saw it, reminded of it in Con Air, the film Con Air. Remember, they stick it on in Con Air, and it's just dynamite. Lynyrd
on.
Skynyrd.
I love this.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh,
play it.
turn this up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Turn it up.
Sweet Home Alabama. Lynyrd Skynyrd. Strange and Beautiful, Aqualung, or as Carl says, Aqualung, on XFM
What's the difference?
104.9. Well, it seems that Carl's clue, did go down quite well. Some other people got it. The game show as a whole has been well received.
Well, I have to say, the email, we've had loads of emails, Rick.
The fact that they had so many callers is it's a great indicator that was awesome and people were engaged in listening and wanted to participate. Like, I mean, how can you think that was a fail, dude? That was awesome.
You know, I mean, we've had, let me just count 2.
Yeah.
And one of them was aimed at Simon Mayo. Came to us by mistake. They
of
thought they were
course.
listening to Mayo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
Yeah.
other is saying Carl, they love the game show.
Radio 1 with less people.
Yeah, yeah. And so, despite the fact it was a stolen idea, I think we should do it again next week.
Just like-
next week, let's rustle up some prizes as well.
I like how they have a problem with stealing the idea when it wasn't intended that way, but before we had White Van Carl, which was legit just stealing the concept from whatever, TV or whatever it was. Like, I mean, why is this suddenly a problem?
Just like your little magpie, aren't you? Thieving shiny ideas from Mayo's nest.
Absolutely. So we played Lynyrd Skynyrd just before the ads, and I was just looking at the compilation it comes from.
It's a great compilation.
We took this from Driving Rock.
Yeah.
Which I imagine...
This is not available in the shops.
Exactly. I imagine it's come straight from the personal collection of maybe Taron or Foxy.
Or Canfield.
But there's some great names on here that I'd like to see. Maybe we could
He's
play
a little
them.
Vance, isn't he? He's a tiny Vance.
Exactly.
You know like you're a little Mayo? Canfield's a little Vance.
I mean, these are some names. Just
Go
don't...
on.
I haven't heard them for a long time.
Go
I'd love
on.
to hear them again.
Go on.
Alana Miles. Black Velvet.
No, rubbish.
Rhea. You don't hear Rhea enough.
Chris Rea?
Yeah.
Well, what one?
Spin Doctors.
Oh, God.
Lest we forget the Spin Doctors.
Mr.
Crash Test Dummies.
Wow.
What happened to them?
Dunno.
Who else we got on here? Richard Marx.
Yeah.
Mr. Big.
I didn't. He's guilty in that song when he goes, I swear I did, and all that, and the police came around. Well, there's no smoke without fire. I reckon he did it. To be honest. I reckon he murdered her.
You're absolutely right.
Go on.
Legs, ZZ Top.
She knows how to use them.
She does indeed.
She knows how to... It's what it is, it's electrical impulse from the brain.
Yeah. How is she using them? What's she up to?
She's just, it's, you know...
The brothers Doobie are on here as well.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with them.
Absolutely right. Starship.
Yeah.
And Toto as well. One of your big
Africa?
fan. It's not actually.
What is it?
Can you name another Toto track?
Hold the line.
It's Hold the Line.
Let's rock. Put that on.
Is it good? Is it good stuff?
Down.
There's a song that was just called Number 8, Crash Test Dummies. Oh, bizarre. Oh, I would like a guess that song with that song title from Carl. That'd be fun.
Is it good stuff?
When session musicians get together. Oh,
Can we hear a quick little blast?
Oh,
It should
go
be.
on.
Is that disc still in
play
there?
a little bit. Hold the line. It's
That should
great.
be. That should be track. Let me see.
no.
That's probably track 10.
I hope this doesn't annoy too many people. Like we're worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like to keep our radio slick.
Is this it? This is like it.
Yeah. Whack up with it.
Right, yeah. We're
Yeah.
playing.
That was dynamite.
That was great.
We'll have some. I think we should have like a classic rock anthem every week.
Do you not
think? I
I'd
mean,
love
that-
to. I'd love to.
dynamite.
Bit of Rainbow maybe next week. Who
Oh,
knows?
man.
I love that they got so into Carl, they completely abandoned their whole like format before Carl was important or a thing, where they had Hip Hop Hooray and they had a song for the lovers and they had Ricky's movie reviews and they had like a whole bunch of things. They had their little format and their little things and they just threw it all out the window and said, Carl needs to be important. Love it.
Phone in if you want to hear some classic rock.
Classic rock, indeed.
Oh, we ripped off Mayo. Let's do Vance.
Absolutely. Let's just steal ideas from other better DJs.
Okay.
Okay.
What can we
I mean,
have?
there's some great ideas out there, I'm sure.
I mean, if you want to like any fix-its done, if you may want to eat a packed lunch on a roller coaster,
On a roller coaster, yeah, with some Boy Scouts.
or dance with Bananarama,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
we're
Or 5-star.
yeah.
I love the fact 5-star reform. There's 3 of them. Have you heard about this?
No. Oh dear. White Stripes on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington. Well, I had a good time.
I've enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been nice. It's been fun.
Some good tracks, some
very fun.
laughs, a new competition by Simon Mayo. That was
Absolutely.
that was great.
Yeah. Carl, have you heard the big news? That Ricky Gervais is looking to take up. Well, you explain it, Gervais, because I'm not.
it's not
I'm
big
not,
news.
No,
What are you talking? What do you mean?
you're taking up boxing. Is this right?
No.
What is the story? You're
right.
fighting for money?
No. What? Yeah, bare knuckle fighting.
No, come on. What is it?
No, all it is. I've been watching this show on cable called Born to Fight, and it's sort of late. It's a late one. We flick round, and I think it's on After Roadies. Which is like
Roadies?
yeah, it's one bloke with a camera who goes on tour with different people. Like he went on with Motorhead, he went with the Meatloaf tribute act. He went on with Coldplay was in one of them. And it's the
Is
sort
this
of
when
this
like
cheap
all the
sort
other
of cable.
channels has been switched off? This is the only one left.
Exactly, yeah. And there's one called Born to Fight, and they just take a different story. It might be like an amateur fight, or it might be an unlicensed fight, not illegal, or it might be white collar, which I'm thinking of doing.
Am I mistaken, or did he fight? Yeah, Bob Mortimer. Yeah. I saw that thumbnail at some point. Okay. I had that saved forever, but I never really watched it. First of all, because the quality is just... and I can't really make stuff out. And also, just... I have so many things I never got around to. So, okay.
What's white collar?
White collar is just people who want to fight, and it's organised.
Is it like Fight Club?
Yeah, but it's charity. It's safe. It's a charity do. You know, having like big events, and it's just two people that aren't boxers, aren't amateur boxers, and they get in the ring and they do three 2-minute rounds, and they just lay into each other. They've got head guards on, and
Rick, I don't mean to alarm you, but we work together obviously, and we make the office and stuff. Your face is my fortune. I can't have it.
That's one way to put that. I can't remember how many years ago, but the other day I read just something. Oh, dude, my memory sucks so bad, especially when I don't fully read everything and just kind of skim it and not process it. Maybe I should not do that anymore. But anyway, bottom line is I think they were Brazilian, but two politicians that were opposition, they settled their differences in a fight. I don't even think it was boxing. I think it was just like more MMA style, just like everything. But that's insane. That's just like, that's crazy. When people in power just resort to that kind of violence to like just get off their frustration. I've also seen videos of congresses in different countries where they just break out into fighting and just fist fighting. Like, that's the people that represents the whole country. That's like, wow, like, if you can't resolve your own freaking emotions and situations without getting violent, I don't think you should be in that kind of position. But that's crazy. I saw that the other day. I actually saw a piece of the fight, and one guy was just murdering the other guy. Very intense, but very interesting that it comes to actually happen, because that's one of those things where people like throw around the ideas. Like, I think there was at some point that we're talking about, I don't know, just for example, it wasn't these people probably, but for example, like Steve Jobs fighting Elon Musk or something like that, some stupid thing like that, like in the cage. It's one thing that you hear rumors and people talk about and hype it up, but it's never really going to happen. But this happened. That's crazy. It actually happened. Like, what the hell?
Bit of a worry for you.
It is. I'm not going to say, well, your heart as well is also a concern.
Yeah.
And you're eating and stuff.
But when I said I was going to get fit, you go, no, Gervais, you're only funny because you're fat.
No, I agree. This is true. But I'm saying there's a difference between being fit.
Yeah.
And I would say,
Getting
for instance, don't eat kind of, cheese and bacon, on their own.
All day.
Or for breakfast. So what I'm saying is there's a difference between, exercising and then having your face beaten in. And what I'm saying is that I just don't think it's a good idea.
But I might win.
No, I don't. That's irrelevant. You're still going to take a couple of blows to the face. And the point is this, Rick, you're not going to win.
Why?
Because you are delusional.
I totally want to know who won. I want to know who won, but I don't know if I'm ever going to watch that video or not. Oh, I'm torn. Damn it. Stupid curiosity. I want to know. I want to know. I'm sorry, people. Again, by the time I watch that video, I'm going to forget, though, right? Who won? I believe Ricky didn't win for some reason. Just, like, my mind... Okay, never mind. Wow. Really? Did I read that right? That's, wow. Wow. Okay.
World's greatest boxer. I know, ever since I've known you, you seem to think that this is the case because you've watched all the Rocky films. And you think that's fair enough, that seems straightforward enough. But look at your physique, you've got some upper body strength, but, you've also got some lower belly strength as well, I noticed.
There you go.
And my concern is you're going to go in there and you're not only going to be a broken man when you realise that you're just not as handy in the ring as you thought you were, but also you're going to incur some injuries.
This
Do you
is
wear
fighting
masks?
talk. This is fighting talk.
The first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
This one's going to do it more
What are you
now,
doing?
just because of
You're
you.
breaking
It was the
the
same
rule.
when Adrian didn't agree that Rocky could beat Clubber Lang.
Yeah.
Oh, she made that mistake. Then she made the same mistake
At
with
what age,
Drago.
Rick? At what age?
She turns up at the end to take a bit of the credit, didn't she?
When you were this kind of thin, nimble youth in your makeup and your eyeliner and all the rest of it, I bet you had no thoughts about boxing. It never came into your mind, did it? So at what age did you suddenly think, wait a minute, I've taken the wrong path in life. I could have been the world heavyweight.
I don't think I could.
When have you suddenly decided that you can suddenly be a bit street tough? I don't understand why this has suddenly come about.
Well, I'm not putting out a shout, am I, to fight people? It's not like Noel Gallagher and Robbie Williams.
But you've got to find someone else, presumably, to fight with.
Yeah, but it'd probably be a businessman who wants a fight.
Right. You know, there's something really weird about that. Don't you think that sound? If you just listen to yourself, I want to fight I want to fight a businessman. Please, may I fight a businessman?
I don't want to fight a businessman.
It's what you just said.
I want to fight someone who wants to. It's just not.
I want to fight them now. I want to fight somebody.
Since you were like that, it sounds a bit mad.
Bring them on. I want to fight people.
No, but it's more the effort and the training, the commitment to it, like climbing a mountain. I mean, I think climbing a mountain and doing a marathon is ridiculously macho. It's not the fact that you can do it.
No, that's not macho compared with
boxing. It is macho, isn't it? Climbing, there's no reason to climb a mountain, there's no reason to do a marathon. If you can run a mile, that's all you need. The fact that you train is whether you can do it yourself and achieve something. And this is more like the training and the learning skill and then seeing if it works. I don't want to get in there.
But aren't you concerned about you might get beaten? Or you might get beaten up, I should say.
No, what's the worst that can happen?
You'll get black eyes, bruises, and
bruises.
They heal.
Bruises.
Gervais, let me just remind you of the time we were working in your flat, right? And you immediately, right? I don't know to this day what happened, but you started choking. You clasped your chest. You were breathing, wheezing, right? I leapt over to you. I remember screaming, I don't know the Heimlich manoeuvre.
Yeah.
If you've swallowed something, I can't help.
Yeah.
You gained your breath, you gained your composure.
Yeah,
I said, what happened? Did you eat something? Did you go down the wrong way? You said, no, I swallowed some dust. I swallowed some dust. You breathed some dust in that was in the air. There was some dust in the air.
It happens, okay?
You breathed that in. It knocked you out for 2 days. Rick, you're in bed for 2 days.
I love that.
I don't think you're the man for the job.
And that's some dust. What do you think this businessman's going to do?
Exactly.
He'll be permanent. Hurt you permanent.
Yeah.
He'll hurt you permanent.
You found a lump, didn't you, on your testicle once? We sat in a doctor's waiting room, I remember, for about 45
You got
minutes.
them checked out, it was fine. I think I went twice, didn't I? I said to the doctor at one point, I said, did you check round the back?
Yeah.
I was thinking he hadn't checked it.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Just because they hadn't found anything. My point is this. You're something of a hypochondriac. You know you're something of a hypochondriac. You know that already. So, why do you think this is going to be any different?
Wow.
If when you take the first blow to the head, you take the punch, you'll immediately think that you've got some kind of, brain disorder.
No,
and you'll be done
I've always
for.
wanted to do
And
it,
you'll
but I
give
just
up.
thought,
You'll throw the towel
I
in.
wanted to make sure, I wanted to know that I definitely lost my looks.
Right.
And I've seen some of the publicity shots, I've got mirrors in my house, so now, because I've definitely lost my looks now, I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So I want, maybe a younger, more handsome man, I want to teach him a lesson.
I'll end with this.
Right.
For people who listen to this show regularly, you already sound like you're punch drunk. All right? And that's just your natural way of talking. Please, let's not do the real thing.
Oh, play a record. Oh.
I mean, is it going to be televised?
Well, we could get it on DVD, maybe release
All right,
it.
now I'm interested.
Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Yeah, lots of
All
money.
right, well, maybe we should talk about it.
Okay.
I totally want to watch that now.
On
If there were any way to hype that up and actually make me want to watch that, this was brilliant. That was the way. Thank you. I will watch.
4.9. Join us now live at Shippy Old People's home, where TV star Ricky Gervais is taking on his first non-professional bout. Ricky, who are you fighting this evening?
A bloke called Pete Smedley.
Okay, Pete Smedley. How old's Pete?
He's 72.
72 years old. And now you're very excited about the fight, I know. Pete's just recovered from a massive coronary, hasn't he?
Well, I don't want to get into that. He's deemed himself fit, and that's good enough for me. If he wants to fight. Listen, right, someone just called up and said, they'll fight me. He sounded
This is such a bad idea.
pretty tasty. I said, how tall are you? He said, 5'11". I said, what do you weigh? He said, 13 stone. I said, how old are you? 27. I explained to him I'm looking for someone a lot older and smaller.
Absolutely.
lot older and smaller than
Donna
that.
Stell. If Don Estelle from, what was it?
I'm going to show you now, Steve. Listen, no, it's just a sport. You know, people go, oh, don't go into badminton. The shuttlecock can hurt your eye. It's just a sport.
Okay, fair enough. We'll I'm sure, resume this conversation next week. When, of course, we'll also be playing more of Carl's new brilliant game with prizes, hopefully.
Yeah. Simon Mayo's What is Carl Thinking?
Absolutely. I'll leave you with a song for the ladies, Rick, if I may.
Okay.
This is by my friend Harry. You may know he sends me tracks every so often that I should listen to, and this is a particular favourite of mine. Pretty Please, and it's by Kevin Tehista's Red Terror. I don't know if I've pronounced that right, but enjoy that, and we'll see you next week.
Let's get ready to rumble.
This is an awesome episode. This was so freaking good. Oh my god. This was so fun. I totally gotta watch that boxing thing now. That's crazy. And you know what's funny? Because I still have like a little bit of doubt because I did the QR code and I saw the title, but it kind of came up real quick and then it was covered by the stupid thing that asks you if you accept the cookies and whatever. So I didn't properly read it. So I don't know if what I read was what it is or what it wasn't. I have an idea though, because what I saw was shocking. But oh man, this is awesome. This is great. I'm so happy I'm doing these. Many thanks, Rusty Dog. This is amazing. If you guys do want to check out Rusty Dog, the channel will be in the description of this. He does other stuff, right? This is something he just sweetly does and stuff. But he has a channel, and he has his things, and he streams, and he games, and he does a lot of things. So if you're interested, check him out, because this is awesome. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was just so good. They put me in such a good mood. So fun. Anyway, I am off. Thank you for everything. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you will continue to enjoy. And yeah, I'll be around, man. See you soon.